Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl, Audrey Codner from ACCUPLACER Tutoring. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely Saturday evening, afternoon, whatever shenanigans you guys are up to. So, here's another request. Yeah, I wanted to come on early, but I had to basically talk to one of my former students. You know, sometimes we all got to help each other out. Just because he graduated from me about 15 years ago doesn't mean that the help from Miss Audrey stops. Okay, once you're one of my babies, you're forever my baby, no matter how old you get. So what we're actually going to be working on tonight is rationalizing the denominator. Yeah. So we are still kind of talking a little bit about rationalization. We're still doing a little bit about factoring. So if anything, come on in. Go ahead, start tapping. Hey, Robert, how you doing? All right. Let's see what we can get out of tonight as best we can. And I think another thing that will be really helpful for you guys is when to basically use what's called the conjugate and when you don't have to. Okay? I think a lot of people usually get it all kinds of mixed up. So come on in, go ahead and tap, and we'll see how you're doing. Good. I am doing, Robert. I am doing. You know, I went to church not too long ago, and after hearing this story from one of my kiddos, you know, the whole empath of me is just kicking in, and we're trying to find like at least some avenues. I had him call a couple people. And isn't it funny when someone's like, I need help, and then when you help them, they're like, yeah, I'll get to it tomorrow. I almost jumped through the phone. You just sat here and took like almost 2 hours of my time, you know, basically just putting it all out there. And you're going to say we're going to start tomorrow? I was like, dude, get off this phone and call this person right now. Oh, swear. Oh my goodness. Michael, how are you? Well, welcome on in. Okay, so we're going to use a couple examples as I usually do, ease you into this. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because I feel like I'm screaming. So if anything, let's get with our first example. All right, so we have 6 divided by the square root of 3. Now, with our rules of dealing with roots, any type of root, square roots, cube root, doesn't matter, we cannot have a root in the denominator. There are some new age teachers that are saying that this is perfectly fine. When I was basking in my early days, we returned not to put the radicals in the denominator. So then what we had to do is called rationalize the denominator. We need to always have, like, it doesn't always have to be positive, but it should be a whole number in the denominator. So what we'll do is we are going to multiply by that said radical. So we have the square root of 3, and whatever we do in the denominator, we're also going to do in the numerator. So now, if we just do our multiplication, I'm going to kind of go this way. We have a whole number of 6 times the square root of 3. Now, those, as you will say, oh, wait, Audrey, they're not like terms. True, but we're doing multiplication. They can't interject, so this is not going to be the square root of 18. No. They can't mix. They can get close to each other. They can be friends, but they can't date, right? They can be like, all right, we'll sit next to each other on the bus, and that's about it. No holding hands, no sweet talking, none of that. But when it comes to the square root of 3 times the square root of 3, they're both square roots. So you could multiply those, which gives me 3 times 3, which gives me 9. And now the square root of 9 is a perfect square. which gives us 3. So now we have 6 square root of 3 in the numerator. But now we got these whole numbers that we can simplify. We can divide that 6 divided by 3, and that will give me a whole number of 2. And we'll just bring down the square root of 3. Now, I kind of told you a while ago. All right, you may have been on the live, you may not. So that's the one thing I have to remind myself. You know, it's not like in the classroom that you see basically the same people each and every time. So I, at one point, gave the quick hint of when you have a radical being multiplied by basically itself, right? If the same thing underneath the radical, and that's called a radican, right? Here we go, a little terminology. If they're exactly the same, notice if I skip over this, we got basically the radican without the radical. So that goes for anything. If this was a square root of 6 and that was a square root of 6, I'm going to get a whole number of 6 out of it. Okay, so this step here, actually, once you kind of get comfortable with it, you can kind of skip that. Because the reason why you're doing this is to develop a perfect square root in the denominator. All right. So, yes, thank you for the follows, guys. Let's go. All right, so let's go with another one. Okay, I'm going to go through this process nice and slow. So let's say I have a negative 4 over the square root of 7. So right away, we have a radical in the denominator. So always taking a look at the denominator. There's a lot of action going on down there, right? Now we're going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by that said radical. So when we do this, we have that negative 4 times the square root of 7. So again, they can sit next to each other on the bus, but they can't date, right? That's it. You can talk to each other on the phone. That's it. None of this touching pinkies type stuff, okay? Then you have over square root of 7 times the square root of 7. Now, just like I said up here, if you have the same radical and the same radican, it's just that radican without the radical. Then I take a look, negative 4 and 7, just the whole numbers to see if I can reduce it. So with the negative 4 and the 7, the only thing they have in common is 1. Regardless if it's positive 1 or negative 1, you're still not going to get anything out of it. So this is my answer. Forgot to box the other one. All right. Yep, over 7. There you go, Frank. I appreciate you. All right. Can we do it? Yes, it's coming, Ron. Keep your panties on. Can we do a conjecture? Well, it's coming. Jeez, it's a process. It's a process. It's all right. It just got on. For Pete's sake. Now, let me kind of jump over here for a second. So, okay, now with a conjugate. Now remember we were talking, probably not, the difference of squares. So if I said, if I said x squared minus 25, right? If I were to factor that, here I go with my 2 parentheses, I would have an x and an x, because my leading coefficient is 1, I can go ahead and split the x's. Then for the negative 25, one of them is going to be a positive 5, the other one is going to be a negative 5. All right? What these things are called conjugates, okay? Con, C-O-N, Ju, J-U, gate. All right? So conjugates are basically the factors that we have for the difference of squares. So let's just say, because I don't want anything to happen. I forgot who it was. I think it was Ron. I don't want anything to happen to Ron now. So if we have, let me slide over for my example. Okay, so we have 2 divided by 5 minus the square root of 2. Okay, so that's our problem. Now, what's different compared to what we were dealing with before is that this we just had a monomial. Down here, we have a binomial. We have 2 terms, the 5 and then square root of 2. So what we did last time was we just simply multiplied by that monomial so we can get that whole number in the denominator. You're going to do the conjugate. So that means if I am going to multiply, my conjugate, remember, is all based on the denominator. So my conjugate is going to be 5 plus the square root of 2. Remember when we have it over here? If we started off with x minus 5, that means the conjugate is going to be x plus 5. So we have 5 minus the square root of 2, so the conjugate is going to be 5 plus the square root of 2. Whatever happens in the denominator is going to happen in the numerator. All right. Okay. So now, let's take this step by step. I mean, really. Let's just isolate. Wow. As soon as I get my paper out. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to work the numerator first. All right. The denominator, I'm going to show you a shortcut. See, I'm all about the shortcuts. But for the numerator, we're taking this 2 and we're multiplying it to the 5 plus square root of 2. So it's going to look like this. Let me slide over here. So it really looks like this. 2 times 5 plus radical 2. So we are distributing. You're not just multiplying to the 5. You got to multiply also to that square root of 2. So what do I get for a result of that? 2 times 5, not to insult your intelligence, is 10. Bring down the plus sign. Here we go. 2 times the square root of 2. It is not the square root of 4. No. Okay? It's not the square root of 4. Okay? They can get close to each other, but they can't date. So that means it gives me 2 radical 2. Okay? All right. Hi, Ms. V. How are you? All right. So that 2 square root of 2. Good. All right. So we cannot, when you multiply a whole number with a radical, they can get close, but they can't date, can't procreate. All right. Keep it separate. All right. That's going to be your numerator. So now let's focus our attention on the denominator. Now for the denominator, I'm going to show you the long way, and then I'm going to show you what I feel is the shortcut. So I'm showing you both ways, and you guys figure out which one you feel that best suits you, right? So here we go. We have our 5 minus square root of 2, and it's being multiplied to 5 plus square root of 2. Okay? If I do the distributive property, which everyone loves to do, you're going to take the 5 in the first and distribute to everything in the second. I know there's a shortcut, I know. but I like to show both ways. Some people like the long way. Some people like the short way. Some people like a long night of passion. Some people just want to cuddle. So you got to give it up to whatever people want to do, okay? So 5 times 5, that gives me 25. 5 times a positive square root of 2, that gives me plus 5 square root of 2. Now I'm going to distribute this negative square root of 2. Actually, let me change colors real quick so we can see the difference. So we got that negative square root of 2, and I'm going to multiply that by everything in that second parenthesis. So negative square root of 2 times 5 gives me a negative 5 times square root of 2. And then a negative square root of 2 times a positive square root of 2. Negative times positive gives me negative. And square root of 2 times square root of 2, remember the shortcut, will give me 2. So now, hopefully you guys are seeing, right here, smack in the middle, those are your like terms. And if you notice, one's positive, one's negative, they cancel out, okay? That will give me a 0, but I don't need the 0 as a placeholder. So now what I have left over is 25 minus 2. Now 25 minus 2, that would give us our 23. Okay, all right, Michael's got with me. Great analogy, I tried. Okay, so in college, after 20 years being out of school, yes. Time to forget it? Never! It is ingrained in your head, darling. It is engraved in your head. All right? So this is your answer for the denominator. Remember I said there's a shortcut. Here's my thing. Remember, this is coming from the difference of squares. So if you want, I'm going to put it down here. Let me change colors for a second. So originally, it was 5 minus the square root of 2. And the other one was 5 plus the square root of 2. If you notice, we will multiply the first two terms. Then we can multiply the last two terms. If I multiply the first two terms, 5 times 5, that gives me 25. That looks familiar. And then if we multiply the last two terms, one's negative and one's positive, so that will give me negative, because a negative times a positive, when the signs are opposite, your answer is always negative. Then you have the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 gives me square root of 4. Square root of 4 gives me 2. That looks familiar. And then you just do your, since they're like terms, that will give you your 23. Isn't that so much easier than doing all of that? Okay. All right. Oh, thanks, Jess. Okay, so that's your denominator. Here we go. This is our numerator. So now, let's put this all together. So my numerator is 10 plus 2, the square root of 2. And our denominator is 23. Now, just looking at this, you can only simplify the whole numbers and the leading coefficient. 2, 23, and 10. Do they have anything in common other than 1? Put it in a yes or no in the chat. Yeah, rationalizing metaphysics. Rationalizing the denominator. Okay? Long, no. 23 is prime, no. King says no. Miss W, no. I don't think so, Lord. There you go. Okay, campaigns, no. Big L! Woo! Hello, hello. Yeah, so that's right. So on 2, 10, yeah, they have something in common, but not that 23. Okay? 23 is prime number, so we can't break it down. So if we can't break it down, we can bring it down. That will be our answer. Okay? Can't divide it, can't do anything with Louise. Can't do that. What is this all 4K? How can this be used in real life? For people that know me, they're probably like, oh, here we go, Audrey. I know. But here's the weird thing. When people come and they ask me this question on this app, you can scroll. You have ChatGPT, you have Siri, and whatever all her little relatives are. And this is a question that you could probably ask. But I think it's because you really want to see if you can get someone to be a cheerleader for you. Maybe that's what it is. Or is it like, I just really want to know. Well, here's my thing. You can easily look it up. There's so many reasons. So many reasons. But I'm going to leave it like that. Okay? Yes, you can't simplify because here's the thing. Yeah, we don't want any decimals. It doesn't make any sense to. So it's not so much you are dividing, it's more so simplification, okay? You always want to see if you can simplify it because you want it in its true term. So Louise, if you put it in as a decimal, you're rounding. You're not giving its true value. It's almost like you're going on a first date and all of a sudden they're just looking at you like, oh, you don't look anything like your profile picture. But then there's something more about you than just a picture, right? You got personality, you got love of family, love of pets, but they don't even know that stuff. They just care about, are you 6'1" or up and other things, all right? But you want someone that gets you love you a little bit deeper, right? Okay, all right. If it was a 22, yes, you can simplify it. Yes. All right. Okay. You cannot add the numerator. Oh, no. They're not like terms, girl. Nope. Nope. Okay. You trying to get yourself in one of those type of porn type situations. We're not doing that here. No triple X is going on in this platform. All right. You can get as close as you can, but that's it. No more touching pinkies. That's it. That's all we're doing. Hey, Danny. Yep, so you can't touch it. If this 10 was a square root of 2 with it, yes, you can. Because they have the same, they definitely have the like terms. So if this was a 22, if this one had the square root of 2, yes, we can do something further. But we can't. All right? All right, let's try another one. Hey, Kay, you know what? I am starting to see a lot of things lately, especially through my whole tutoring programs, that this one gentleman called me and he said he failed the algebra test because he's trying to become a barber and he was trying to go to barber college and they gave him an algebra test. So it's not just in school anymore. It's everywhere. I have another young lady that tried to be a receptionist and she had to pass an algebra exam. A receptionist. Girlfriend's answering phones, right? Maybe do a little bit of filing. That's it. And a nail salon, in fact. Still had to do an algebra test. It's crazy. It's crazy. So here we are. All right, so let's get going with, let's see if you guys can get with this one. Ooh, this one looks fun. So we have 3 over 3 minus 2 radical 3. Okay. Construction's the same way, yes. Especially with the, what did I have this one kid? The apprenticeship. I don't know. It's just like everybody wants to call me at the 11th hour and just be like, I need help. I need to pass this test. And you're like, dude, Like, you're trying to learn a whole year of math in 2 days. Like, that's insane. So, So, all right. So here we are. We have 3 divided by 3 plus 2 square root of 3. All right. I have a binomial in my denominator. So that, bing, I should be doing the conjugate, which is 3 plus 2, the square root of 3. And I'm doing that for both the numerator as well as the denominator. All right. So now, make sure it's a plus. It's always the difference. Okay? Always the difference. Okay? Josh is saying 1/3 and negative 1/3. What are you talking about, Josh? Here we go. Come on. There's an expression. Now, we are to multiply the 3 to the 3 plus 2 square root of 3. So let me put this off to the side here so we can break it down. So we have 3 times 3 plus 2 square root of 3. Okay, I'm going to put it over there. So we're just focusing on the numerator. Don't try to look at the whole problem at one big problem. You're going to feel overwhelmed and you're going to want to stop. Now, for my GED people, you may see snippets of this, but it will be like the earlier ones. And that will be considered a 3 or a 4 point question. This would definitely be a 4 point question, okay? So, we're going to distribute. So now we have 3 times 3. That gives me 9. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence, just breaking it down. Now, what's 3 times 2, the square root of 3? Put that in the chat. I'm very curious as to what you would put down. What's 3 times 2, square root of 3? All right. There's over 400 people in here. I love it. But what's going on with the taps, people? Come on. Can't take it with you. It's free. You're showing some love. All right. So I'm seeing some 6 square root of 3, 6 square root of 3, 6 square root of 3. I'm seeing a 2, seeing an 18, seeing a 1. Ooh, some countries. Wait, hold on. What's going on? Ooh, some comments are being filtered. What kind of nastiness you guys putting in here? You know, nasty. All right, come on. Keep it clean. All right, 6 square root of 3. Manny's saying 11, 12. Okay, Michael, 6 root 3. We're having 6 times 3. Kay saying 1/3, sticking on to that. Okay, we got some 18s, got some 3s, got some 6s. All right. All right. All right, so here we go. You are multiplying whole number with whole number. Okay? 3 times 2, that gives me 6. This square root of 3 comes on down. Okay? This 6 is being multiplied. It's multiplying the square root of 3. You can't combine those two. Only you can multiply whole number with whole number and root with root. That's the rule. That's it. I know it's a form of segregation, but here we are. Okay? So now that 9 plus 6 square root of 3, can't do anything with it. Can't do the 9 and the 6 because what's attached to the 6? That's square root of 3. 6 and root 3, they're in a relationship. Okay? 9 is trying to be that situationship, right? Stay over there. This is us right here. So this is going to be your numerator. So now we're going to focus on the denominator. Sorry, my fan's like trying to take over this paper too. So now we're going to focus on just the denominator. So remember the shortcut that we did. Since your middle terms are going to cancel out, the reason why I know that, this is negative. This is positive. When you do the distributive property, FOIL, your middle terms are going to cancel out. So if they're going to be gone, Why are you spending time? See, this is like relationship stuff right here. Why are you wasting time if you know they're going to be gone? Why do you want them to be in the relationship? Why? Just why? Okay? So we have our 3 times 3. That gives us 9. Then here we have our negative 2 square root of 3 and our positive 2 square root of 3. Negative times positive gives me a negative. 2 times 2 gives us 4. Now, square root of 3 times the square root of 3, that gives me the square root of 9. And the square root of 9 is just simply 3. Since the 2's were being multiplied to those square roots of 3's, that's why we're still keeping the multiplication down here. So now we have negative 4 times 3. So that gives me a negative 12. Ooh, this is starting to turn out to be sexy. All right, so 9 minus 12 gives me a negative 3. All right. Ooh, sorry, I'm missing like a whole bunch of stuff. Because you're trying to work it out. Oh, Nana, what's my name? Love it. All right, so now we have a numerator. We have our denominator. So let's put it together. Let's get together. Yeah. You guys don't know anything about that. Freaky Friday? Am I up by myself? Probably. Okay. Now that they're remaking the remake. Enough. Get a real idea. Enough. Let it go. All right. So here we are. We have our numerator. We have our denominator. Take a look. We got 6. We got negative 3. We got 9. That means we all have something in common. What is what they have in common? Put it in. Simplify by 3. La belle, I love it. Okay. The sequel. I know, the sequel of the sequel, right? So the threes. I see it. I see you guys. Yes, that's it. Never watched it. Don't worry. You'll probably see it again. And you'll be like, hey, I've never seen this. Just like for me, I've never seen Frozen. Don't shoot me. I don't know. I'm just not interested in something named Frozen. All right. So if I divide this negative 3 by 3, I get a negative 1. If I divide this 6 by 3, I'm going to get a 2. If I get a 9 divided by 3, it'll be a 3. So notice I do not touch the radical. Leave it alone. Okay? Do not touch it. So all we have is 3 plus 2 square root of 3 over negative 1. But if you want to have fun and change all the signs up top so you won't have a negative 1 in the denominator, you can do that. So then it'll be an or. It'll be like a negative 3 minus 2 square root of 3. Okay? Either one of those two choices. Ooh, that's so ugly. But here we are. Here we are. All right. The original Disney one. There was another one? I don't know. I thought there was just one Frozen. I don't know. All right. Okay. So this is what we're doing. We're having fun with math on a Saturday night. 8 o'clock. I'm here in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay? Now, if a lot of you guys, and this is when you would flunk. No, you wouldn't flunk. I wouldn't allow that. See, I'm not that type of teacher. I'd be like, oh, you're failing? Oh, too bad, so sad. That is not me. I'd be like, oh, you're failing? What's wrong? What happened? Who hurt you? What do I have to do to transform and just make it fun? Right? Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, so just as like this is like a good reminder. I'm so glad you found my page too. I'm glad that you're here. Why divide by -3? Well, good question. All three spots, the -3, the +6, and the +9, they all have a multiple, or they're all multiples of 3. So this is a good case for you to simplify. So why not? Divide everything by 3. So that's where we got the whole number of 3 from, the whole number of 2, and the -1. All right. Parent trap still? Maybe. Life lessons. Well, it's all about that. All right. Can't you only... Oh, Lisa, what we got? Can't you only factor out the 3? Yes, you can only factor out the 3, Lisa, because they're all just multiples of 3. That's it. And you can't touch the radical. Don't touch this. I was going to do hammer, but I'm like, nah, I better not. I already embarrassed myself. Go blue! I don't know what's going on. So... Now, if anything, let's keep tapping. Why the 3 is a negative? Okay, why is the 3 a negative? What do you mean? 9 minus 12? So, if you have $9 and you want to buy something that's $12, you're $3 short. You trying to go to jail? What's going on? I just thought of him. Oh, okay. All right, so go ahead, keep tapping. Let's see if we can get to like 25K. That we should easily do that. It's like literally. Janice, hello. We're doing something new and funky. Oh, actually, I'm gonna put it down here. Give myself some room. All right, understand. All right, lovely. I'm so glad you guys are here. Do I do calculus? Your name is how I feel about calculus. I laugh. I laugh hysterically at it. No, I am not. Calculus I can do, but it's just not my jam. It's not my thing. I rather, at this point in my life, I'd rather just be like, no. Like, now. Like, you see certain math and you're just like, no, not doing that. I am a recovering... I hate math-itis. I used to have that when I was a kid. Fractions, yeah, no. Word problems, hell no. I'm not doing any of that. And then one day, I was an instructional assistant. I was working with specialized students. And all of a sudden, the teacher just said, fractions is nothing but division. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh. Like the sky opened up. Cherubs all over the place. I don't know what's going on. And it just made sense. I don't know why. It just made sense. So then I just kept going and kept trying. And someone gave me an opportunity to teach their class for a day. And I was hooked. Then I became a math teacher. See? I'm telling you, when I say this, our pain is our passion. The things that we used to struggle with as a kid, all of a sudden when you become an adult, you're an expert at it. You understand. It's weird. That's life. Weird is so strange. Strange worlds. All right. So let's try this. Wait, hold on. I want to make sure I'm not doing the same problem 28 times in a row. All right. Let's try this. This is going to be fun and funky. And you're going to be like, Audrey, challenge me, girl. Challenge me. So, square root of 2 plus the square root of 5. And after this problem, I'm going to make a little announcement. So please stay with me. Hey, Mayday. Follow Math Tutor here. Whoop, whoop. Hey, girl. And hey, boy. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Can't even see pictures. I see I think it's a cat. All right, well, welcome to the party. Wait, now I gotta find my way back. All right. Okay. Pre-calculus, yes. I love pre-calculus. Pre-calculus as well as Algebra 2. I love Algebra 2. I don't know what it is. Okay, you're doing college calc? Community college? All right, there you go. See? Robert, I mean, like, you should have like 60 million people by now. All right, so I know I love Robbie. Robbie's like, Oh, you're a cat. Yay. All right, now the setup is the same. We are still multiplying by the conjugate. All right, in the chat, do as best you can, because I know some of you guys know how to put the symbols in, some of you guys don't. If you just do SQRT for square root, I will appreciate that. What's my conjugate? What is my conjugate? Put that in the chat. Let's do some interaction. Come on. It's a Saturday night. It's like 8:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yep. Yes. Oh, okay, you're going live tonight at 10? Awesome. All right, flip it. Yeah, Robbie. That's what I'm talking about. Sounds like a party. Here we go. So root 3 minus root 5. There we go, Jess. 3 square root of 2 minus the square root of 5. There we go. So, the 3 over. Okay, gotcha. Okay, you'll be back in a minute. All right, no problem. We'll be here. Okay, count me in. Awesome. That'll be good for you guys. Awesome. All right. So, fabulous. 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 Don't come in here and tell me, I don't know how to do math. I struggle in math. This is like, oh my God, why do I have to do this? And then you do awesome at it. Pain in my neck. Okay. All right. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Let's tap. So I get my diploma. All math left your brain. Hey, not all the math left your brain, Ashley. I hope not. Because your paycheck, that's math, girl. I hope it didn't leave that brain. We got bills to pay. We got vacations to take. Shoot, you better hope all that math left your brain. All right, cool. So now let's take a look at that numerator. So here we go. We have our 3 times square root of 2 minus the square root of 5. Okay, so this is what's happening in the numerator. I just rewrote it. And I know you're probably saying, oh, well, there's 2 radicals, Audrey. Why don't we just combine those and make it 10? No, okay? They're not the same. They don't have the same radicand. If this was a 5, yes, have fun. It'll be a 0. If this was a 2, yeah, it'll be a 0. But they're not. Okay, so that means we have to distribute that 3 to everything. Now, it doesn't mean that the 3 is going to be multiplied by the 2. No, think of the radical as like, some people think of it as a house. Some people think of it as a barrier, you know. It's almost like the square root is you, and then here comes this person in the club ready to talk to you, and they're not who I want to talk to. So you bring up the barrier. Nope, got a man. Nope. Yeah, I don't do any of that. I usually don't go hang out. I don't have my phone. Meanwhile, the phone is in your hand. But I don't have a phone. I don't have a phone number. All of those excuses. So to create that barrier, bring down the minus sign. 3 is being distributed to that square root of 5. Okay, you cannot combine those. I know you're seeing the 3's and you're probably thinking, oh, it's 0. No, okay, no. Whatever you're thinking about doing, no. But I can, no. Was it no? But no, okay, don't do it. This is your numerator. Leave it alone. Go to the denominator. Just walk away from it. Just walk away, okay? So now here, we have our conjugates. We know that the middle terms are going to cancel because we set it up like that. Okay, this is our difference of squares. So we have our last terms that we can multiply together, as well as we have our first terms that we can multiply together. Okay? Square root of 2 times square root of 2 will give me just 2. Okay? Because square root of 2 times the square root of 2 gives me the square root of 4. And the square root of 4 gives me a whole number of 2. Now the other one, square root of 5, positive square root of 5 times negative square root of 5. The signs are different and you're multiplying, your answer is always going to be negative. And then square root of 5 times square root of 5 will just give me my 5. Okay, because 5 times 5 gives me 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. So now you can combine these whole numbers. 2 minus 5, so you have $2. You want to spend $5, but you're short $3. So the negative 3 is going to be your denominator, right? So now let's put it all together. So I know you're probably thinking, let's get together, yeah. It's in your head now. It's in your head. I have poisoned your mind. Okay. And it's going to be over my negative 3. So now I am just focusing solely on this. Then we're taking a look. Let me highlight just so you guys can get it. So this negative 3, this negative 3, and this 3. Those are the 3 spots that you're looking to see if you can simplify. And the answer is, yeah, you can simplify it by, let's take a wild stab, 3. So 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. Negative 3 divided by 3 gives me a negative 1. And negative 3 divided by 3 gives me a negative 1. So you can either write your answer as square root of 2, because the 1 in front is always assumed to be there, okay? Then we have our negative square root of 5, because this negative 1 is assumed to be right in front of that radical, and dividing negative 1. So you can have it like that, or you can change the signs of your numerator, because a positive divided by a negative gives me a negative. And a negative divided by a negative gives me a positive. All right. So either one of these will be your answer. Majority of the time, you will see your final answer as this, as the latter. All right. Okay, thanks for the reminder. Not a problem. Not a problem. So if any of you guys are currently in college algebra, especially, because those are the people that keep messaging me, or if you're thinking about getting your GED, your ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, and you would love, and I do mean huge heart love, big kiss on the mouth, to have a mock assessment. Because a lot of you guys that are in college algebra right now, you're getting yourself ready for your finals. And your finals are coming up the 30th or the 31st. And some of you guys it actually will be next week. So what I decided to do to help you guys out is I am doing a mock practice test. Okay, so it's roughly 35 questions. Michael signed up for me for tomorrow, so he can probably attest to the one that's happening. It's 35 questions. It's 59 minutes. And I'm literally, you're kicking your kids out. You're sending your significant other somewhere, and you're sitting your butt down in somewhere. It could be inside of, cafe, or it could be somewhere in your house, wherever. But you're blocking off time for you, okay? Once you do that, you're sitting and you're taking the test just like you would. So it's one of the mock tests that I've made up. that covers like a lot of the algebra and all those sections. Then afterwards, I'm going to go over the answers live and I'm going to record that. So if you want the replay, if you want the sample test and the answer key, that's just an additional cost. But if you just want to come in and you're like, yes, I really want to know like what I don't know, what do I need improvement on, and just basically lessen the anxiety of taking a test. That's the whole thing, okay? That was the whole promise of everything. You're going to have to take chemistry. Oh, okay. Well, don't worry. I got a person for you. And they're actually here on TikTok as well. So I'm going to go through that whole spiel in a moment. So if you want, the entry level is like $10 for subscribers to my my TikTok, or even non-subscribers, anyone that's interested. But there is going to be a discount for those that are my TikTok subscribers. And my subscription is free, guys. It's free. I'm not bougie yet, so you might as well take advantage of me now, okay? So the last dates that we have is Wednesday, that's coming up on the 23rd. We already had today, so I can scratch that out. Okay, we have the 26th, we have tomorrow, and we have the 27th. And then these are the times. And this is from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. On Saturdays. But on Wednesday and Sundays, they're both at 7 p.m. and they're all Eastern Standard Time. So if you're interested, that'd be fabulous. Now, if you can't stay for all of these lovely lives, even though we're having a great time, you can find the replays here. Just type in here, because I can't say things, because all of a sudden I get dinged. But these are a couple things I want you to do this. I want you to do this, definitely this, and do this. So you know when my latest when especially this live is going to be up and coming. I tried to do it within the same evening because this usually takes forever. Okay? And I have all of my recordings from February the 2nd here. So have fun. Even what we're working on tonight, I've done it before and it's on there. So you can go see the recordings. All right? Yeah, so go ahead. Please follow, share the love. Let's go. And people that are looking for people to follow, if you are thinking about nursing and you need help with your dosage calculations, you can see a Blessed RN. If you need another person that does T-test, ASVAB, or GED testing, you can go to my friend Miss Taylor at Impact Math 19. She usually goes live. Her subscriptions are usually in the evenings, but then she also goes live during the day or during the week at 1 p.m. Central Time. Now, I forgot who said chemistry. Oh, yeah, there she is. Okay, so chemistry, Professor TK. She is amazeballs, okay? She knows how to break down that stuff, and she's no nonsense. That's what I love about her. But if you guys want to have a new way, a fun way of learning how to add, subtract, multiply, divide, follow my friend Learning with Lynette. She does math with the abacus, okay? Fabulous stuff. And if you have any youngsters that you want to homeschool this coming school year, definitely put Nancy, my friend Nancy, known her for years. She's the online elementary tutor. Anyone that's pre-K or kindergarten that's thinking about homeschooling, you need some resources or you need some hands-on activity, definitely reach out to her. I finally got her on TikTok as well. And then my friend Robert, who's in here somewhere. He is Robert, the AP math guy. So if you need someone to help you with AP statistics, let me think, my fingers in the way. AP statistics, maybe even statistics with nursing. Also Calc AB and Calc BC. That is his jam. Okay, so for me, it's not my jam. It's straight jelly. Okay, because it's not solid whatsoever. All right. And then also, if you have anyone that needs help with like reading and math for K through 8 and K through 5, Bridget Hauser, she's amazing. She's just coming up on TikTok as well. Read Math Grow is her handle. So definitely take a look out for her as well. All right. Yay, Lynette's here. Okay. So if you have any questions, reach out for these guys. I mean, trust me, I try to surround myself with awesome people. There may be a couple others. I'm still waiting to hear from one particular person that I think he's going to be a great resource for ASVAB as well, even though I'm a pretty decent resource. But hey, sometimes I'm not everybody's cup of tea, you know? You want a shot and I'm just giving you, I don't know, breast milk. I don't know. So, anywho, let's get back to the action. So, let's get a couple more in here. This is actually going to be a relatively quick live because you guys are flying through this. Awesome. So, let's see. Wait, did I just do that one? Hold on. No, I didn't. Okay. All right. So let's try. We have 5 over 4 minus the square root of 2. All right. What is my conjugate? You're the best AP stats tutor around. Prove it. I'm just kidding. Man, am I bringing in like other tutors? I love how everybody's shooting their shot. I love the chemistry info as well. Okay. All right, not a problem. Yeah, I would love to see y'all work. Okay, 4 plus the root 2. 4 plus square root of 2. 4 square root of 2. Yes. Hey, Melody. Yes, so we're doing the inverse for the conjugate. So boom, multiply. We got our 4 plus square root of 2 over 4 plus square root of 2. Okay, big Al. Do the opposite bottom and top. So add. So not add, but multiply. You're thinking correctly, Big Al. Just multiply. Okay. All right. 5/14. Okay, awesome. All right. So now, take it piece by piece. Okay, there's only something that's missing, Chantel. What's missing? So we're going to multiply. We have 5 times 4 plus the square root of 2. Okay, work the numerator first. There we go. Nice, Jess. There it is. So now, let's do distributive property. Make sure you distribute that 5 to everything. Okay, what do I get from a result after I distribute? Okay, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the love, Janice. All you guys, all this love. All this love and attention. Love it. Okay, what do we get after we distribute? So Jess is saying 20 plus 5 plus square root of 2. One thing that's missing. One thing is missing. Oh, you love learning? I love teaching. Yay! We're a match made. Maybe soulmates. Never know. Big Al saying 20 plus 5 root 2. Danielle. Hello, Danielle. Welcome back. 20 plus square root of 2. Something's missing for your root 2, Danielle. What's missing? TK, you're saying 5 square root of 2. There's something missing, TK. What's missing? Yes, there you go, Jess. Okay, Okay, Nike. Hey, Nike. 20 plus 5 root 2. Houston, 20 plus 5 root 2. Princess, 20 and 10. Nope, not the 10. You can't multiply. I think you probably came here later. Can't multiply the 5 with the square root of 2. Two separate worlds. Okay, there you go, Danielle. There it is, like 20 plus 5 root 2. It's not 20 negative 10. I'll show you in a sec. 20 plus 5 root 2. Final answer. Well, for the top, not the final answer. But we're saying 20 plus 5 root 2. Okay. All right. And then my unicorn with 20 plus... is that a negative 5? No. Get that negative out of there. I think the minus signs... Just erase that part. And then you'll be good. So 5 times 4 gives me 20. Okay. Plus... Now, the 5 times the square root of 2, they can get close to each other, but they can't date, right? So here we go with the 5 square root of 2. Okay? So now, that's my numerator because we don't have any like terms up here. So now we're looking at our denominator. So for our denominator, remember, we can go 4 times 4, and it's negative root 2 and positive root 2. We don't have to do FOIL. We could do FOIL, but the middle is just going to cancel. Like, why? Why invest all your time that you know that you're not going to be with this person? You know, it was a moment. It was a moment of weakness. There it is. So 4 times 4 gives me the 16. Negative times a positive gives me negative. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 gives me the square root of 4 because you can multiply radicals with radicals, but you cannot multiply whole numbers with radicals. Okay, that's the difference. So when you do radical with radical, you got the square root of 4. Square root of 4 will give me the whole number of 2. So my shortcut is if they're the same radicals with the same radicins, that's what the 2's are called, you basically just cancel out the radical and just bring down the whole number of 2. So now you have 16 minus 2, which someone said earlier is 14, which is good. But the only thing that got screwy was the numerator. So now let's put it together. We have we'll just stick with the color change. We'll have our 20 plus 5 square root of 2. And that's over 14. Now, taking a look, as I'm like sticking to everything, taking a look, we're looking at the 5, the 14, and the 20. Just the 5, the 14, and 20. Do they have anything in common other than 1? Okay. Wait, how did I get 2? Let me slide over. So square root of 2 times square root of 2 gives me the square root of 4. Square root of 4 gives me 2 because that's a perfect square root. All right. Okay, so no. Okay, you got the O there. Good. Okay, okay, good. So, yes, there is nothing that they can reduce to. Okay, 5 is odd, 14 is even, and 20 is even. They all don't have anything in common. So if you can't break it down, you just bring it on down. That's your final answer. All right. Okay, you're good, Ronnie? Is the wow the amazement that you do because you're awesome? That was very good. Oh, thanks. See? the one thing that I want you guys to understand, even though I do come in here and I sell a lot of my stuff, like the books that I'm using right now, that's a book that I created. I created this notebook. And basically give you a place for you to put your formulas, place for you to put your steps. So you can put all your reminders down in there, give you a place to actually work out problems, give you a place for you to put your steps down, okay, on both sides. One side is dotted, the other one side is graphed. Besides all of that, we also have a resource page, which gives you your factors. So if multiplication is not your jam and you still have to know how to break down radicals and also find the factors of numbers. Okay, so if I wanted to break down, 180. So let me come over here. So I go to 180. I know I always use the longest one. So here's the factors of 180. Okay, so they're all listed. But if I wanted to break down, say, the square root of 180, I want to get to my perfect prime combination. That's what's in red. So the square root of 36 and the square root of 5. Square root of 36, that's a perfect square root, which gives me 6. Square root of 5, that's prime. Can't break it down. So it gets me to my answers a lot quicker. And the more exposure you have to these factor sheet, which goes all the way to 200, most factor sheets go up to 100. Then I have my rules of integers. Then I have my orders, operations, and properties, as well as linear. Then I have like my volume, surface area, arc length, arc sector, area and perimeter. Then we have our Pythagorean theorem, SOHCAHTOA for a little trigonometry. Okay, and then also some of the trig identities. Some of them are missing, but I'm going to just put that in there. And then the unit circle, circle life. All right, knowing all of these. All right, so if anything, if you're interested and you want to purchase one, you can. This is where you can go. I'm working on updating it because I hate to say it like this, guys. Back to school is coming up. I know I don't want to say it out loud, but guess what? It's going to come regardless. All right. So you can come here. Okay. It is for sale here, but I basically get 50 cents per book. That's highway robbery. So I have my own bookstore. So you can go here, and this is where you can get your math notebook. Okay. Now, if you're one of those people that are like, girl, I like your notes. Like, what can I do to get your notes? Well, you can easily get my notes. It's called Audrey's Notes. All right. Just like how it's a Cliff Notes. So you get a color copy of all my notes. Okay. And if you notice, there's a QR code. The QR code is directed to the live that's associated with this notes. So it's almost like the equivalent of having me as your tutor, right? You get to hear the insanity in my voice. You get to see me go through the whole process live. And this is one from like May. And I have it on both sides, for everything. So right now, books 1, 2, 3, and 4 are also in my bookstore. So we're currently working on book 5. So, but again, you can order it here. That's perfectly fine. And then again, if you want to see the replays and you just want to try to figure it out for yourself, yep, you can go there. And that is the name of the channel. Okay. All right. Hey, yes. I know, it was so fun. Now, I still have openings for the month of July. I want you guys to take advantage, okay? I normally do my tutoring services for $87 an hour. Yes, and I'm worth every penny. I really should be upping my rate, to be honest with you. But I am actually doing for my TikTok people, because you guys really support me, I'm doing it for $47. So if a lot of you guys are currently taking a college algebra class and you're trying to get ready for your final, and no matter how many times you go to coach class with your current teacher and you have no idea what's going on, why do you continue with the torture? I don't understand. Like, you're like, I don't know what my teacher's saying, but you go to coach class. Yeah. Do you understand what they're talking about during that time? No. It's called insanity. Why you keep doing the same stuff, right? Switch it up. Okay. Now, if you guys go into a smaller group, I will give you more of a discount. Okay. I'm not trying to have 20 people in one installation. We're trying to break it up because I really want you to be able to ask questions. I want you to make sure that you're like, oh, I think I get it. So if you know there's a bunch of you guys trying to get ready for your finals, go ahead and reach out. The same thing goes for anybody that's taking like summer reading packets. Maybe your child's going into the 9th grade and they have a whole bunch of packets of math stuff they're supposed to do, and they've been just hiding it in their book bag until 2 days before they go back to school. Let's not wait. Okay. Reach out to me. Just go ahead and DM me, send me a message, and then we'll figure out our schedule so we can meet. Most of those summer reading packets I usually get done in about 2 sessions. So it's up to you. All right. I'm here. Okay. You should definitely do it. All right. Awesome. All right. What else can I share with you guys? I also do online courses for the ASVAB, for ACCUPLACER. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. I actually have another young man basically passed the ACCUPLACER. He took the test about 3 times before. We met twice. Like, he had another tutor, but she had to go on vacation. And we were going over some stuff, and he was like, I think I get it. And I'm like, dude, you're doing too much. And I showed him a couple Twix and treats and all that stuff. And he passed. And I think he had a 30. Well, when he first took it, it was a 17. So I think he was in the 30s or 40s. I can't remember. Or I think it was early 40s. But I'll put it in a post one day to really show that. Okay? So I'm telling you, I'm helping people. But, if you don't call me, I can't help you. All right. So definitely follow me. I can help. I'm here. God put me on this planet, and trust me, I get it when you're saying I don't get math. I get it, because I was the same person. I was the exact same way when I was younger. I couldn't get math. And this is why I have this channel, so I can, one, empower you to know that you can do math. Okay, you can do the hard stuff. Okay, you can definitely do math. Yeah, I already have a testimonial on my Google business. But you can do it. I feel that the reason why a lot of us are fearful of math is our exposure to it initially. We had some teacher that was really good at math, but just was horrible of how to break it down to students. And now we're walking around with this thing called math phobia, which is a real thing. But also the summer slide is also a real thing. You can't escape it, because all of a sudden here you come, you working a job, and next thing you know, they tell you that, hey, we need for you to go back to college and take this algebra course. Oh, it should be easy. It's only 5 weeks. They have never taken the course. Okay. To learn a whole year of algebra in 5 weeks, ridiculous. Okay. The first couple of sessions that you go, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is not that bad. By the 3rd session, wham! All of a sudden, you got homework. You're taught 3 different concepts in one day, regardless if the class is 3 hours or 4 hours long. It's too much. Your brain can only handle so much. So if you can get someone that can break it down and put it in a way that's, one, entertaining. Hi, how you doing? Or or just put it in a way that you will understand it. That's what I try to do. I just really love doing that. Okay? Absolutely. I know. I know. if you do have any questions, that'd be fabulous. I feel pretty confident with this because you guys were like flying through this. I'm like acting like you guys don't even need me. You don't need me. You're good. So yeah, go ahead, follow me. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. Remember, my subscriptions here on TikTok is free. So at least if you do want to do the mock practice, I'm always going to have that. I think it's a really good concept to have, so why not? Why not just take a day and just like give yourself time to see where you're good at, where you're not good at. As I mentioned before, I do have courses for the ASVAB, GED, math, just the math section, because if you have me doing the English, you will surely fail. I do think I want to put that on you. But for the most part, that's basically all that I'm doing. So you're getting flashbacks from the 8-week. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're saying one more? One more? I could do that. And send you my email. Okay. That's fine. You can message me. I will message you back. Okay? Michael, one more. Crash and burn back then. I know. And that's the thing. It's so upsetting. Yeah, I got a little room right here. It's so upsetting that everyone thinks that, oh yeah, I can do this math, and my counselor says I can do this math in literally 2 weeks. Yeah, I can definitely do that. No, you can't. Your brain does not. Oh, sorry, got a little aggressive there. Your brain does not. It needs time for it to just debrief. It really does. Okay, so -2 minus the square root of 2. All right. So we have 4 divided by -2 minus the square root of 2. What type of math is this? This is more like Algebra 2. It's called rationalizing the denominator. Okay. It's like, can I do logs? What am I just converting from exponential to logs and vice versa? Is that what you're asking for? Sorry. Random. Random. I was like, oh, it's probably a random person. Random. All right. So we have our conjugate. What is my conjugate? Oh, Big Al. Oh, Big Al already. Big Al's like, you're slowing down, Audrey. Let's go. All right. I'm going to change my name on here. Oh, okay. Big Al is telling me right here, down the denominator, he's telling me it's 4 minus 4 plus 2 plus square root of 2. I'm real. I don't teach logs, but I want to understand them. Okay. Oh, okay. I was like, oh, Big Al, you got it. Okay, so for the numerator, because we're jumping ahead, the numerator we have 4 times -2. That's what I was saying. Plus the square root of 2. Okay, so 4 times -2 plus the square root of 2. All right. Okay. Yeah, I think it was just the parenthesis. So now we're going to distribute this 4 to everything inside the parenthesis. Okay. What do we get? Okay. All right. So right over here, because I think this is like starting to distract. So we get our numerator. What do we get? Alright, so I got negative 8 4 root 2, negative 8 4 root 2, negative 8 plus 4 root 2. Yes. Love it. Okay, good, Jess. Negative 8 plus 4 root 2. Nice. Nice. Excellent, guys. Bravo, bravo, bravo. All right, so we can't combine any of that because this has a square root of 2 and this one does not. So they're not like terms. But then when we're coming down in our denominator, we have negative 2 times negative 2. That gives me my positive 4. Then we have a negative square root of 2 times a positive square root of 2. And negative times a positive gives me negative. And square root of 2 times square root of 2, that gives me a whole number of 2. Because when you multiply the radicals and they have the same radicands, that's what those 2's are called, they basically give you the square root of 4. Square root of 4 gives you 2. So 4 minus 2 will give us 2. Good. So that's my denominator. This is my numerator. This is my denominator. So now let's put it together. So what do we get as a... All right, good. Simplified by 2. Yes, because here we have a 2, a 4, and a negative 8. And they all have 2 in common. So what we're going to do is 2 divided by 2 will give me 1. 4 divided by 2 will give me 2. And negative 8 divided by 2 will give me a negative 4. So if we clean all this stuff up, that means we have negative 4 plus 2 square root of 2. And someone mentioned that earlier as their final answer, and you are correct. And we don't have to put it over 1 because we know something divided by 1 is itself. There you go. Nice, Big Al. You finally got it. Good job, guys. That's what it is. Just take your time with these things. When you think that you can't do math, yes, you can. Just remember the black hand that's sitting there doing math. Okay? You're Brazilian? All right, nice. I love that, Michael. I'm perfectly fine with the 75. I know, like, a lot of people are like, well, Audrey, go for the hundreds again. How come you're not pushing the hundreds? Well, I know the 100K likes are going to come, especially when school comes back into swing. So, and I know everyone's trying to relax. No one wants to just sit and just learn math and get the reminders. But when you do these things, tell you, step by step. Okay? And especially if you're ever taking the GED or the ACCUPLACER, this is definitely on the ACCUPLACER. The ASVAB, you're looking at something like this, usually in the, I want to say in the 60s. If you got like a 60 score, 60, possibly 70s, you might see those in here. Like 50, no. Yeah, 60s and 70s. You'll see something like these. So if you see something like this, you're doing very well. Okay, you're doing very well with the ASVAB. ACCUPLACERs is definitely in here, so that will definitely put you in the college algebra range, which that's where you want to be, because the college algebra is when you're taking the class and you're getting credit. So those intermediate math classes, you're taking the class to prepare you for the college algebra, but you're paying money for a course that you are not getting any credit for. Yep, it's just practice. So, see that. Remind me again when school starts. Oh my God. We're fighting for 100K. I mean, we have 162. So if we all do a mad tap, we could probably make that 100K tonight. We could probably make it at least in the next 10 minutes if everyone does a mad tap of 159. So like, don't act like, oh, well, you know, I don't want this to come on my FYP. Yes, you do, because you stayed here and you did some math. So let's go. Okay. Yeah. August. Yeah, that's right. August 14th is when you guys start in Florida. Maryland, we don't start until end of August. I have to take a look at it again, because last time I checked, it was like we're always late. But Alaska will be starting the first week of August. And yeah, my schedules are definitely going to be, not changing too badly, but my schedule will be changing again, because I do have a lot of my kiddos coming back. And now I'm adding to the mix. I have a new student from Puerto Rico. So your girl's going global. She's in Alaska, California, a couple in Texas. I've been getting a few in Texas. Got a couple new students this week. One, oh my God, the sweetest girl. Oh, precious. Love her. And her mom was just like, I don't know what to do. I really don't know. And then we just worked with each other for like two sessions. And the mom was like, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. She's just the sweetest girl. And she's starting to get the math, which I love it. I love when the kids get the light bulb. I love it. It's just, it just makes my life so worthwhile. So worthwhile. The first stage of that. That's the same as celebrate. Okay, I don't know. Normally it's at the end of August. Okay. Congratulations. I know, right? High school and college was a long time ago. I don't know if I learned this stuff in the first place. And I'm going to be truthful. Is it El Pasco? Thanks, man. I just feel like, I think I was talking to, who was I talking to? I was talking to another teacher who is, she needs to take the praxis to do a higher course, like a higher class. And she was like, I don't even think I remember any of this stuff. And I'm like, guess what? You didn't. We didn't have this. Like this, in some states, in some districts, they're teaching rationalizing the denominator to like 8th graders. Like, it's getting really crazy. Like, things that used to be Algebra 2 is now found in Algebra 1. And especially with COVID, we're still recovering from COVID, people. We are still recovering from COVID. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And like the things that I know that used to be like college algebra is now just Algebra 1. Like, everything is being sped up. And you wonder why the kids' heads are spinning. And then, of course, when you have a parent that says, oh, I wasn't good at math, so you're not supposed to be good at math. Dude, it's not hereditary, It's not like your eye color and all that stuff. Like, it's depending on your exposure to it. And then how you can break it down. So, yeah. That's crazy. Oh, we got 84. I know some people are like, I'm tired of tapping. I was like, and when I say tap, it's like a mad tap, guys. Like when I was in high school, I had 3 full months of summer break. Oh, really? Oh, look at the money gun. Thank you. So precious. That was fun. Reminds me of my days when I used to work at the club. Yeah, there's so many facets of Audrey that you have no idea. None. So many facets. See, I know, like I think I was right there with you, Michael. Like I remember having a summer. You know, like we had a summer. Like not this, I feel like Maryland, we just ended school like end of June. And before you know it, it's time for them to go right back. It's just ridiculous. And then the stores aren't helping either. Now everyone's starting to do back to school sales, or like the Big W was getting ready for. You could see as they're shifting a lot of the back to school stuff is more closer to the front of the building. They're getting ready for back to school sales. And I'm an addict when it comes to school supplies. I just love getting school supplies. Like, all right, I'm going to show you something silly. So pointless. There we go. All right, this is how... But see, when I see things like this and they're on sale, like when I say on sale, I'm talking like $1. I always go for things like this. Like, this is so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Like, binder clips. Like, do I really need a binder clip with a face on it? I don't. But have I ever seen a light blue binder clip? One that's winking at me? No, I don't. And I did, right? Cute. And I needed binder clips, so it's not like I didn't need them, but plus they were on sale. And I'm like, yeah. But I like cute stuff like that. Like years ago, I used to have a sandal. Well, anyway, I used to have like a sandal with a foot paper clips. Weird. So unnecessary. But these are the little things that kept my sanity, I guess I should say, when I was in the classroom. It's hilarious. This should be a TikTok shop. It should be. See, here's my thing. I tried to do TikTok shop. But then all of a sudden, I noticed that I was going to the post office back and forth. Like, as soon as I was like, oh, okay, I got a thing. And I'm fine. Went to the post office, come back. And then I didn't get any notifications that I was getting stuff. It was just so disorganized. And I needed organization in my life at that point in time. So, yeah. But, I don't know. I like having my own stuff. And I know you guys love the convenience, but yeah. I didn't really care for the TikTok shop. Right? They're cute. I got them off the A during their Prime thing. And literally it was $1. I was like, all right, can't go wrong with that. But, yeah. For right now... Nah, I think I'm going to have to fight you for these because they're too freaking cute. Yeah, you can't buy me, baby. You can't buy me. But it's true. It's like, I really do enjoy coming on here, breaking down math concepts, being my silly self. I feel like as I keep evolving on this platform, the more of my silly self you see. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know. Well, maybe some of you guys don't know. I used to be a professional athlete. Used to play professional basketball many, many moons ago. Trust me, my knees remind me of that each and every morning. But I used to coach, and then I ran across an old friend who actually has a position as an athletic trainer at a local school, and she just said, "You need to coach JV basketball." And I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, you can volunteer." I'm like, "How long have you known me? Like, if I don't have full control, it's just not going to be good, because I just take over things. That's just what I do. Like, when I see something as being like handled half-ass, I can't take half-ass, like, at all. I can't do it. So I just do things. So I'm going to come in here. When do I come on? All right, random. I actually do have a schedule, but some days I feel like I don't perform it. But Monday through, actually, let me say this. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays, I go on at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then on Wednesdays, it was supposed to be an early one, but I think I'll try to just do it later at 9:30. Because I do have a client at 1 o'clock. But then on Saturday and Sundays, it's at 7 p.m. But today I had I would say it was a nice emergency, talking one of my former students off the ledge. And I think he's in a good sound place right now, which is good. So trust me, and I don't care how old you are. I don't care how successful you are. If you were one of my students, and even with you guys, anyone that needs me, let's talk it out. Everything else will go on the back burner. Everything else will go on the back burner. Okay? That's what I do. Final stretch. There it is. Look at you. Love it. All right. 100.4K. Good job. Good job, everyone. Thank you for sticking it out, listening to me. We made it! Woo! It's like we did this. We did this. Man, I can't wait to become famous and just be like, all right, everyone, I have all your names. Let's go celebrate. Let's do something. Let's do something to make this world so much better. Just one math problem at a time. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yes. Now, please do not forget. I mean, I'm going to keep emphasizing this, but don't forget. Okay. One, be on the lookout. I'm trying to create a left-handed book as well. See, that's how much I love people. And I'm actually going to dedicate it to my dad because he was left-handed. I got a lot of lefties in my life. So if anything, recording, as soon as I'm done this, I am going to upload it up here. And this is where you can go, or you can just type in this. But please go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, definitely share, and then turn on the notifications so you'll have a good idea. That's supposed to be a T. That looks crazy. But just let me know. If you guys need any assistance, you need to break down concepts, take a look there at some of the videos. A lot of the videos, especially the logs, I think some people were asking me about the logs. You're a lefty? I know I definitely did a couple videos on logs and exponentials, so it's there. So definitely take a look at them. It's like, made them all, not a problem. Oh, thank you, Michael. That was nice. All the gifts. Okay, got it. We'll go find it. Awesome. All right. So we're going to wrap up. You guys can stop tapping now. I know it's like an addiction now. You just can't stop. All right. So I will definitely see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. Yes. Okay. My days are all kinds of mixed up. So if anything, if you want to still, you can still join up that mock practice. I have one person in so far. But just to kind of give you an idea of like where you're at or what things that you need to practice up on. Again, it's $10. If you want that, just DM me so I can send you the link. Or you can just click on my profile and the very first email or the first link that you see, click on that. Okay? And it'll take you directly to where you need to go. All right? You don't feel useless knowing that you're teaching people useless topics that they use to just pass and move. Like, I don't feel useless knowing? No. Why would I feel useless? Because here's the funny part. If you Google me, you'll see like there's 70-something people that'll give me 5-star ratings, and then plus all the people from around the world. Of course I don't feel useless. You trying to make me feel bad. Aw, you need a hug. You can't make me feel bad. No, it's not all useless stuff. That's funny. You're sweet. Okay. All right. If there is anything else, please go ahead and drop me a line. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'll probably see you tomorrow evening. If not tomorrow, well, actually, I'm not going to see it. Well, I'll see you tomorrow afternoon, not tomorrow evening. There we go. Alrighty. All right. Oh, thank you. Thanks, SB. All right, everyone. Have a lovely evening. Be safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Bye.